Wimmera football time, and Scotty Stewart from the Warwick Herald is with us. Say, Scotty, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, Wayne.
Good to be back, even though games are with no crowds. You're on the way down to Dimboola. I'm presuming that, given that you don't have any junior kids to drop off at the game, unless you're the timekeeper, Scotty, do you get a gig this weekend down there at Dimmy?
Yeah, we did, Wayne. Yeah, we got a gig on. As exactly what you just said there, the timekeeping role. So
Yep.
We'll be there, and we'll be able to watch the game. And as you say, with no crowds, this again for this round, it makes it a bit interesting, doesn't it? A lot of people can't get there, but look, it works pretty well up within our league. The last time we did it, it was fine. We have a fair few there. Everyone, it takes a lot to run the day, doesn't it? So you've always got a lot of people hanging around, which is good.
Yeah, I've heard that they've had a lot of new volunteers, getting out of the house. I think I'll become a trainer. A lot of blokes have even done their studying job. They're cleaning footy boots. There's all sorts of volunteers coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, exactly. You can make up with whatever job you like.
Good stuff. No, it's going to be great down at Dimmy. Obviously, your blokes with a good young side in, but it'll be a good challenge for them. Stall play Minyip-Matoa, and this one for round 15 action is an absolute beauty. This one, we get to see Stall again, how they'll come up. They're in second place, Minyip-Matoa are top. We think Minyip-Matoa are better, but at Central Park in the wet conditions, it'll be interesting, won't it?
It certainly will, yeah. It's down there on their home ground, and you say it's a battle of the top two. Top spot will be on the line for the winner of this game. But yeah, as you say, Minyip-Matoa, they were dominating before the lockdown there 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I'm thinking that they probably will continue to on their winning form. I think they're on a 9-game winning streak at the moment, so I'm not real sure if what's going to stop them. But as you say there, you get down to Central Park and you never know with the weather conditions, and they're all going to be fresh, and all the teams that are going to return this weekend, are all going to be fresh off a couple of weeks off, so hopefully both sides are at full strength.
Yeah, Eckel and Manton have been very good for Stall, and when they last played, it was against your blokes, and they, in the second half, went away with a very, very easy win. But Stall have been the enigma of the competition. At times where you think that they're not going to go on with it, they surprise you. So this is their opportunity against, as you say, a 9-in-a-row Minyip-Matoa, and it's hard to see the boys from Minyip-Matoa dropping this game. But look, last time they met, Minyip-Matoa won on their home deck at Minyip 16-14 to 5-14, and were too good on that occasion. But don't be surprised if it's not a bit closer this time around. Other matches to be played, and we've got the Saints taking on Ararat. This one is an important one for the Saints because they keep winning. They can get top 3 and they could push the Southern Mallee Giants out of that place if the Giants were to have an upset loss down at Horsham.
Yeah, that's exactly right there. They're just the teams in that battle, the top 5 or 6 sides, they've just got to keep putting the wins on the board. And this one will be interesting with the Saints because the last one they played, they lost by about 2 or 4 points. So I think that was down at Alexander Oval, and when the Rats were when they started the year really well, but unfortunately they've dropped off a bit. But I think the Saints might prove a little bit too strong in this one over the Rats after the break. The Saints, they're coming back after about a month because, apart from the 2-week lockdown, they had to bye prior to that lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't played for 3 weeks, so they'll be as keen as mustard, as all players and all teams are going to be as keen as mustard to get back out there this weekend. But, you'd think the Saints are playing for a bit more, so you'd think they'd be getting over the line, yeah.
And the D's at home, no crowds, of course. The Giants front them. And Coleman Jack, he reckons that they've been able to put in a pretty good side, the Southern Mallee Giants, and they don't want to drop this match.
You wouldn't think so, no. Not the way it's going, but it's on both sides here, isn't it? Because if you look at the ladder, you've got the Saints and the Giants, battling for that top 3 berth, and you got Horsham and Jimmy in their own little battle for that 5th spot. So neither side wants to drop it. So it should be a crack of a match, this one. And again, before the break, Horsham, they were playing some pretty good footy and putting some really important wins on the board. But And the Giants, I think the last time they played was that game against Wimmera, where it was close at three-quarter time, but then fell away in the last quarter. But as you say there, you've spoken with Coleman, and they'll put a pretty handy seam on the field. No restrictions with any of the travel restrictions, so that's all good. That just means that both sides then go in at near full strength, apart from long-term injury worries. But yeah, look, I'd be back in the Giants in on this one on City Oval. Be a great surface to be playing on over there, and depending on how the weather does pan out. But just probably a bit more strength through the lines, I'm thinking, the Giants, but should be a crack of a game, this one.
And I'll tell you what, over at Dimmy, you blokes get over there. You got 4 under-17s again playing for you. I've liked the way that they've come up. This Keem looks pretty good. Hadley's only a 15-year-old. Young Penny can play. He's not a baddie. He's got some good cousins, and I think a brother too that's going around pretty well. So these kids are starting to make some progression. Probably not enough to beat Dimboola at Dimboola in the senior game.
No, you're right. They'll start. Dimboola will start the firm favourite in this one with the strength of their side. Basically, the bigger bodies and more powerful. Last time we played, that really shone out. Just the size of the recruits and the players that they have over there. They're just a bigger bodied team than the Warwick Eagles. And you just mentioned the 4 kids there that have battled away all year, and they're just going to take so much out of this year with getting that full year exposure and of senior footy and still being qualified for under 17 footy. But the Dimmy up, and you got to go back to what we were talking about before. They've got so much more to play for, and they'll be hitting the ground pretty hard, I would imagine, this weekend. And the Eagles, the Eagles have got a few back after with the 2 weeks of lockdown. They've got a couple of key forwards back there and a couple of midfielders, so that'll be good for them to get closer to a fuller strength team, and that's all you can ask for, and they'll give it a red hot go, and they probably will fall short, but they'll be right in there amongst it all day.
Yeah, I reckon the reserves will struggle for the Eagles against Dimmy's power there. Dimmy certainly have got more depth. And then the junior grades, both grades, the 17s, the 2 bottom sides are playing. And then, of course, your 14s have been pretty good and a chance to shore up their top 5.
Yeah, they have, haven't they? And the last time they played this earlier in the year, the 2 junior sides there, they come away with the wins, but with the 14s, I think we were talking there, and the young Eagles lads sitting in looking for a top 3 berth, and the young Dimmy boys are looking to play finals and maintain that 5th position. So that'll be good for them, and they'll have a good hit out there. It should be fine conditions. It's not sure about the weather. Might close in a little bit later, but they'll be fine in the morning, and they'll have a good hit out, I would imagine. The kids all in both games.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Good to talk with you, Scotty Stewart, on the football in the Wimmera. We'll catch up with you next week.
Yeah, no worries, Wayne.